Hi, I'm Judge Marie Samarron. I'm the Freona Municipal Court Judge, and I have been a judge not very long, so you can call me Baby Judge.
What does Sexual Assault Awareness Month mean to you personally and professionally?
Okay. Sexual Awareness Month is quite personal because, in my capacity as a judge, we see and hear a lot about sexual assault. It's personal when it's the neighbor next door, a friend you grew up with, a family member. It all needs to be taken seriously. There should be awareness about it. We need to understand that it doesn't only happen to women, it does happen to men, it happens to children. As a former educator, I think that's where a protection mode personally comes into effect, is to take care of those that are around me and to make it safe. Professionally, it's part of my job. And I hate that it's part of my job, but it is. And we have to be a voice for the voiceless, and we must be advocates for those who experience or are in a situation that they can experience sexual assault. So really, personally and professionally, we just need to be there for these victims, and not only them, but their families.
How do you believe awareness months like this contribute to a larger conversation about sexual assault prevention and support for survivors?
Wow, it's people don't want to talk about the elephant in the room. People are usually ashamed, or it's too taboo to speak about. So I think when we have a month like this, it brings up the hard subjects. But I think what people don't realize is sometimes personal experiences are an aid to another person. And if you get people talking, then knowledge starts flowing, and then information starts flowing, and then people realize, wait, I can do something about this. Things can be changed. We need to tell other people about this. I say that because personally, we didn't talk about stuff like this when I was young. Taboo. So making it open to the public like this, making a month about it, putting out information, more knowledge is always better. So anything that can be said or brought up about sexual assault awareness is a positive. It's a positive to our community, it's a positive to the state, it's a positive to the country, to just let people know you are not alone and we stand with you.
What do you think are some common misconceptions or misunderstandings about sexual assault that need to be addressed during this month?
Common misconceptions would be it is not the victim's fault. A no is a no, and if you have to be convinced, that is still a no. How we dress should not be used against us. And I think that's probably the one thing that makes me upset is I think victims are made to feel like this is their fault. You shouldn't have worn that skirt. You shouldn't have worn those pants. That is, how we dress does not define whether we want to be assaulted or not, or a woman wants to be assaulted or not. That is a huge misconception. I also think making a victim feel embarrassed is a major hindrance, and I think that's why a lot of things don't get reported. They're made to feel ashamed, and that's not right, male or female. And I really do understand why there is a denim day, because a pair of pants or a pair of shorts should not be a reason why somebody would want to be sexually assaulted. What we wear is what we wear, and it should be respected like anything else.
How can individuals and communities better support survivors of sexual assault?
We need to be supportive as far as being accepting of them. Where embarrassment I think comes in with the victim. I think we need to be so accepting and loving of them to know that this happened to you and it's wrong. And I think sometimes we just need to have another voice say what was done to you is wrong. But we love you for who you are, and we're going to help you through this, and we're going to walk you through it, but really mean it and do it. They need support groups. We need to find a way to support these victims when they've gone through this and not just make it a temporary. It needs to be something that is done where we're checking on them monthly, or we're putting them in contact with a support group. We just need to let them know that we are there. We need to find resources for them. And we just need to be a voice for them when they can't, love them when they don't feel like they deserve to be loved, and lift them up and pray for them.
In your opinion, what role can education and prevention programs play in reducing instances of sexual assault?
Knowledge is power. And I think once you empower the people, they become more aware of what's right, what's wrong, what's accepted, what is unaccepted, getting out of that male domineering mindset from the past, coming into now knowing that everyone has a voice and it's important. Education, that's really just the key. You want something to go well, you educate them, but you educate them correctly. You educate them with facts. You educate them with examples. You make it important to them. You present it in a way that they can understand, because you can educate little ones on this done properly. You can educate teenagers when it's done properly. We as adults are the educators. It will be our voice that moves over to this next generation. And I just think once they're empowered with, once they're empowered with the facts and consequences, and really consequences, that's what you really want them to understand, is that we're not talking about the victim, we're talking about the person who did the assault. Once people realize there are consequences for the actions and the hurts that you cause on someone else, they're going to really think twice before they ever try to cross that line. But then not only that, then we have victims who are going to stand up and say, no, I don't have to put up with this. And I have people to back me up because I have learned and I was educated. And so now I have that power.
How can individuals become more active allies in combating sexual assault and promoting consent culture, not just during this month, but year-round?
Education, education, education. Really, we just need to educate and let people know that this isn't just a month-long thing. This is a lifelong process. It's lifelong because you want this to be something they carry on all the way through adulthood, as we get older. It just needs to be important. And once it becomes important, it is embedded in your mind. It's something we're always gonna carry on, always.
When someone comes to you for help, what are the resources you can provide them with?
Okay. As a judge, people really can't come to me for help. Because if a case comes through my office, I can't hear any sides of it. I can't hear what the defendant, the accused, I can't hear any of that, the victim. So my hands are tied. If somebody comes into our office and wants information about sexual assault, we do have resources. I think that was the blessing of doing the youth diversion program. is I was trying to find resources for youth and ended up finding resources for adults. And it wasn't all, let's say alcohol, drugs. Some things were on sexual assault, um, violence. So, in my capacity, resources can be given. No advice um, can be delivered because of that. I have to remain neutral. If you or someone you know is a victim of sexual assault, please speak up. You do have a voice and it does matter. And there are people who are willing to help you and listen to you and walk this path with you. So no matter what, use your voice.